say for questions, etc.
All right, we're live. Hey, everybody. It is Thursday night, 7 p.m., 7:01, 7:02 Pacific Standard Time. We are here. We are doing the RC Drift Talk live stream here. We got Justin on the stream here. Say hi, Justin.
Hello.
And then you'll notice that we got DJ and we're missing a Logan. So Logan is currently taking care of some dogly duties, and we're hoping everything's okay. So if you know River, we don't know what's up yet, but he's over at the vet. Anyways, so it's gonna be a pretty chill night, pretty easy topics. We're gonna be introducing Justin and his new upcoming brand name, and kind of the ideas of what he wants to hope, or what he wants to do, what kind of parts he wants to develop, and what kind of things we're going to be looking for, especially maybe a brand new product line from another company as well. As far as that goes, let me go ahead and hop over to the calendar events, which are pretty far and few between. Let me know, you guys, would you be interested in like kind of pooling more calendar events? Like if I just got a hold of everyone's calendar events and then I could just randomly spout them off here. Yeah, let me know. Outside of that, we are looking to June 4th, which is the Oregon SDC round number 4. Justin, are you going to be coming to that one?
Ideally.
It should be June 13th.
Oh, what'd I say?
June 4th.
Oh, my bad. June 13th. The math doesn't even math. And anyway. Okay.
Yeah, ideally, as long as I can get down there, doubly if I have a place to stay for the night, so I can get the one extra day of practice beforehand, because it's just been a while since I've gone down there to drive.
You could just stay in the basement.
If Judd would let me, yeah.
That'd be weird. Just like wake up to a Justin next morning, like, hey.
I've slept at RC tracks before, like in the Miami track many years ago.
Gotcha. That'd be, I don't know. I mean, I guess on that same note, the first week of August is Drift to Death, Tokyo Drift to Death. So got some pretty cool things going on there. Logan's the guy with all the details, so I'm sure if he either chimes in or if next week, I'm sure we'll hear more about that. So if you got topics, if you got questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and post the Discord link here again.
Sorry, I cut out for a second there, I think.
Not that I noticed.
Yeah, I noticed all you stopping and didn't hear what you said.
Oh, no worries. Oh, okay, gotcha. So if you haven't joined the Discord, or if you're interested in the Discord, or if you have Discord, go ahead and join the Northwest RC Drift Talk Discord server. It's a good place to post pictures of your projects. We'll be doing some Roast My Rig stuff and actually getting to it this time. We had a pretty full-on stream last time and we didn't get to it, so we'll go ahead and do that. You notice that I have a really random open square right now, and I just might throw up a few pictures just for kicks and giggles. Hit like something like that. I'll just leave that there for now. So let's get to it. I wanted to start off this week with just by asking, what have you guys been up to? What have you been trying to do with your tuning? Let's start off with you, Justin. What have you been up to lately?
Lately it's mostly been setting the zones for the competitions I've been judging the last couple months, and then finding the spare gas money to get a day out to drive myself.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, the last month, I was mostly working on a MC3 front end, an MC3 Kaiju, for a customer in Florida. He paid me to build it for him, order the parts to me. I built them together, and then took the MC3 out to the local track near me to put the same kind of tune on it that I had on my car, because he drove my car and wanted one that did that. So I built the MC3 front end. I just got to set those together, see how it goes together. The tune is pretty much the same because it's just a better front end with a little bit nicer feel to it.
Like same electronics package, or just
he got all revved with the new M17S, but pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha. So basically the go-to Hayato combo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right on. DJ, what about you? What have you been up to?
Car-wise, not a whole lot. I've kind of just let it be for a little bit. I've done like some minor servo adjustments and a little bit of ESC tuning now, but honestly, not a whole lot. Kind of just been driving my car, just doing maintenance when needed.
It looked smooth this past weekend when I saw it.
Oh, thank you.
It didn't have much pick up and go, but it was smooth.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on, is trying to get it going out the hole. But
one thing I remember, one of our tandem laps, when I tried a burn tune just for a short moment, it worked very well against you because your car was just not replicating that.
That's great. It worked good against you.
Because I tried it and then into the next corner, when I went to grip up, I had the traction, and then DJ just did not, and was understeering, trying to keep up with me through the corner coming out of the sweeper. That had that.
Oh yeah.
Corner tuned into the big sweeper.
Yeah.
So through that sweeper, I pulled turbo and didn't really move my car much, but I got the tire heat. So when we transitioned to the next one, then I had more grip to grab and pull around that corner that you just didn't have to chase with me through.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't get a chance through the day to tell you that.
Oh no worries. Yeah, I didn't do too much tuning to my car during your guys' event, and it was a little bit smaller of a track than ours, but yeah.
It was also short. You only had the one day.
Yeah, speaking of, happy birthday, Justin. Totally forgot.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
How old are you?
Myself for it. 29 this year.
Oh geez. Y'all are young.
It still starts with a 2. No, so that's cool from Full Send Voltage. Built a bunch of charging leads.
Yeah. So his first batch is basically heading out to order, or to be sent out. So that's all super, super cool. Some of the designs that he has is there's like this plaid one. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to see, because once I have money to spare for such a thing, I really wanted to get some to show some support to it.
Austin,
it looks very well made and nice.
Since you're in the chat, how much are the leads? I didn't bother to look because everything is DMs right now. So if you want to go ahead, post the pricing up here, and we'll share.
I've also not bothered to because I just know I don't have much money to spare. If I don't need it, I don't buy it right now.
Ain't that the truth? It cost $30 for me to fill up half a tank of gas in my car the other day.
Exactly.
It is crazy. What is gas up there right now?
It's nearing $6. It's close to 20 or 30 for me to make a round trip to the drift track, because it's still a 40-50 minute drive away.
Jeez. $6.79 says Ken. Oh my gosh. Lebanon is what? Just over, it's like $5.15 right now for the place that I go to. In Canada, it's 200 CAD for a tank in my truck. That's crazy. That's all crazy.
Thankfully, I can still get normal and not diesel.
Yeah. And that's for your 350?
Yeah.
Right on.
I've been loving that car.
How much does it cost to fill up your truck, DJ?
I know recently, because I know we went up there to their STC round up in Washington. I filled up my tank. It was probably like $60, like 63.
Not too bad.
I'll call it 65.
Where is the STC series at again? It's Silverdale.
Silverdale, yeah. There's a new track in the Silverdale, Washington area, so it's a ferry ride across the water from Seattle.
Oh, you have to get on the ferry?
Other people do. Thankfully, since I live south, there's a bridge I can take.
Okay.
And then I only have to pay a toll for the bridge on the way home. So it's a $5 toll one way.
That's okay. But 50 minutes to there, correct?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
It's not too bad. And the drive itself isn't bad. The highways are nice.
How far is it for you to come to PDX?
About 2.5. Depending on traffic and time of day.
It's like RC drifting is really something interesting because we have people coming from so far away. Like for Lance and for Eugene bound people, it's like what 3.5 hours just to get up. Wait, no, it's an hour and a half for me. So 2.5 hours for Lance to get up to Portland.
I don't know if there even is a train down to Portland for me. I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't know if it's good. Or if I get trained, or how close it would leave me.
Right.
With a bunch of my expensive RC stuff in Portland.
Dude.
You're gonna have to walk between my house and train to PDX.
I will say the trains in China, like the bullet trains, we were going.
Oh my god, in Japan they were so nice.
349 kph, like 220 miles per hour.
Unless you were trying to go somewhere rural, you didn't need a car in Japan. It was so nice.
Yeah, the bullet trains, the metro stations. The metro stations were kind of crowded, so that was kind of overwhelming. But other than that, yeah, you don't need a car.
Yeah, once you figured out like how to read the signs or how Google Maps reads the signs, so you can then read Google Maps, and you do the thing where you don't have to constantly figure out how much you're paying per ticket. Just get the IC card to make life easy.
Oh, I didn't even worry about that because it's like anywhere on the metro, if you're trying to get from like point A to point B, it's less than $1 in China. And then like if you were to like do a Didi or like their version of Uber in mainland China, anywhere you want to go is like less than $5.
That was how it was in Malaysia with the cheap Ubers and taxis. In Japan, the taxis were still expensive. It was just every train stop you had to see where you started, see where you were going, how many stops that was,
and count,
and then look on the chart and see how much that was to buy the right ticket.
Oh yeah.
Or else the thing would say like you overpaid or underpaid. So you just IC car, put like $5 on it, and then all you have to do is tap it, get like 5-10 train rides out of it because they are cheap. You just don't have to figure it out. Yep,
I put my stuff on my phone, like because you could do like public transit cards just
nice
on Apple. Total 5038 flying to Eugene tomorrow. Any tracks? Not in Eugene. The closest commercial track would be Drift PDX, so that 2.5 hour north drive. It's pretty easy to get to. You just take I-5 up, take the 405, and then get off, and you're literally there. Pretty straightforward.
Right off the highway. It's nice.
As far as that goes, technically the track that's down there isn't quite open yet, so that is still in the process. Saw they are closed. Drift PDX is closed. Drift PDX is closed on Sunday, I believe. Friday, so tomorrow and Saturday they will be open, at least as far as I know.
I'm honestly not even too sure yet.
Well, in our chat, when Charlie was talking, right? He said on Saturday. Judd says do Saturday, I'll stay open a little later. Probably close on Sunday. So I'm assuming that he'll be open on Saturday. What day is your only day off, Todd? Like Friday, Saturday? Either one. Anyway. So, Justin, tell the world, what you're working on. I know that you've been showing off like little sneak peeks and stuff like that every so often.
So the parts I'm trying to work on are more damper pistons to be available for the overdose high grade shocks. Even just more standard options because of how difficult it is to find regular overdose pistons in stock.
Mm-hmm.
And then also even potentially more creative options to bridge the gap between the pistons available for the HGs and the Axon shocks. And if possible, then even get Delrin to make a different kind of shock cap out of for the ODHD, one that allows a air transfer similar to you can do on the Axon, and then maybe even a different bladder material to get a more springy rubber for a better rebound.
So not just, would you be removing the internal damper or the internal bladder at that point and using like a one on top?
Oh, no, not at all. Just replacing the internal bladder with a different material.
Gotcha. Okay. But
and then
Delrin top caps?
That just replaces that little piece you use to hold down the bladder. Just replace it with a Delrin piece that does not mind having a hole drilled into it like you don't want to do into your nice aluminum expensive piece. Therefore, the top of your bladder is exposed to open air.
I gotcha.
Like you can do on the Axon by drilling through the plastic.
It's the 7 mil piece that goes on top. I follow. I gotcha.
Yeah, the one with the 7mm hex.
Yeah.
Because the new overdose shock caps, they aren't sealed at the top. They have that nice openings for the etching that also would allow airflow.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Do you think there'd be a lot more benefit from having a less, well, would it be less reactive in that sense if you were to vent it?
I would have to test, honestly, because I haven't felt it.
Gotcha.
It could potentially, theoretically, it would be less reactive, but it would also be more free moving.
Right. We're talking about the same effect like for Axon shocks, right? Their instructions to drill.
Because I haven't gotten to feel those out myself personally, I don't really have the testing, and I don't feel like drilling through my nice aluminum shock cap, and so I'd like to get some Delrin.
Oh, you don't have just like a random set of big bores that you can test with?
I do not on hand.
Yeah.
I would have to purchase some.
Because that's the Axons. It's just the Yokomo top hats, the top caps.
And then to respond to Scotty Petty, I would do that, but there's other adjustable dampers for the Action shocks that exist that would defeat the purpose of doing so.
Any chance
you can just get the I think it's the Revo Shock 2 or the Bao Law adjustables.
Mm-hmm.
They achieve the same effect as HRC nerds with roughly the same way. I would have to research this more because I don't recall clearly. I haven't looked recently.
I wish
it makes them comparable and interchangeable in a way that it's not worth. I don't think that's worth trying to fit the nerds in the Axons compared to just using a Bao Law.
Mm-hmm. And I guess that kind of goes into the whole difference between like big bore and just regular TRF like size dampers. Like, is there that big of a difference, or is it just the way that you're building the shock, or is there genuinely a difference? I know that like the whole RCO Rev D like put the tiny Axons on front, like that's a thing, right?
That's a shorter stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Same bore.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like saving a little bit there in terms of unsprung weight. Yeah, is that what it is?
Taking out weight.
Yes, Axon is different from big bore, from Yokomo big bores specifically.
The internals are interchangeable, and I'm not sure it's exactly different, but they are different.
The piston is bigger too, like the actual diameter of the piston. Yes. Austin says $25 per lead. Also, off transmitter battery leads too.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess what sprung the idea for developing the pistons? Like,
I
know that we
can't buy
can't-
more
Exactly.
regular ODHG pistons, so I said fine, I'll do it myself because the plastic itself is not very expensive. It would just be expensive to get the lathes to actually make such a small, fine part.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty easily, air quotes, once I can do that, I can just make the piston, and then with those stock pieces, that allows me to finally have more tuning adjust options for myself, and of course I can just cut a bunch extra to sell to anyone else who needs or wants any. And then I could also get, if I'm able to create them, I can get more creative with the designs and try different things.
So this is your the actual file that you're working on, it looks like, right?
Yeah, there's options along the bottom for different versions. It's all the same thing. I modeled a fake OD piston, the actual shafts, the screw, washers, to then model the actual pistons themselves and try designs to see if they would even theoretically function, I guess, or at least use that as a template to make one off of.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you going to just kind of do the tried and true, like 4-hole, 6-hole, various hole size, or are you going to try to
Of course,
develop something specific?
I can start with one and then do the other.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I plan to just offer the regular. Like if you see on the bottom, there is just the regulars.
When you say, oh, here, okay, I gotcha. And a taper piston.
So we have that full taper, then you can do a taper with, say, where the holes are drilled. And then by having the slot gap, you can drill different holes on the top or bottom of the piston. But then again, this all needs to be tested because a lot of these designs are theoretically ways to increase damping, which kind of goes against the whole tuning for the front end, where we want to keep it very free moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rear end mostly thickened with oil, because especially through testing with the buggies, it is very different to thicken the shock's movement with oil or with different pistons. It does have a different effect between how it changes fast and slow movement of the damper.
Gotcha. Do you have any
And all
time?
this,
Do you have a timeline of when you hope to get things up and going?
it depends entirely on when I have the money to spend on the lathe and hand mill, drill press, etc. The plastic itself is pretty cheap. I can get enough plastic to make a whole bunch of pistons for the drift car and also buggies to start trying creative things on the buggies as well, and using them, and they're just generally higher forces that get applied through the shock from landing and higher cornering speeds to even test wear and resilience. Because if they don't break in the buggy, they won't break while drifting.
No kidding. Let's see, what did Austin just... DJ has a set he can showcase. And dropping in product watch. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I do have a set of his charging leads. They're pretty nice. I like them. Like them a lot. I have to grab them real quick.
So Scott is saying that you can get them machined. There are various places online that will machine Derlin. Are you?
Yes. That is also about, especially when I tried to get the pistons, which are not Delrin, the pistons are PTFE. They were wanting about 300 per piston because of how small and precise the milling would be. And I don't feel like spending $300 on a single Delrin shock cap just to try putting a hole in it. I would rather get the lathe, because with the same lathe and mill that will allow me to work with PTFE, I can then also work with Delrin.
Okay.
And all of this I can record and, showcase and make content out of my experience and progress through this, and
You can
what I
pull
learn or don't learn, or what knowledge I use or don't use, and progress into working even with metals and such.
You can do the 24 karat, how they did the live stream of them like milling the mold for the bodies and stuff like that. Just put it on the lathe.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just pop them out just one by one. That'd be fun. Yes.
Gotcha.
So leads are $25 per set, I believe is what Austin said. Okay.
But yeah, for the price of getting a Delrin piece made, I could buy the lathe or mill to then make it myself.
Isn't it funny how that works out?
Getting prototype parts is expensive. You gotta pay for the guy to use the mill, and they're expensive.
Mm-hmm. Because you pay for time. All the time. But yeah, if you're interested in charge leads, DM Austin, or Full Send Voltage is his screen name on here right now. He's the dude to ask. So, what else beyond just shock pistons again, or are you wanting to try to do?
So then the other thing I'm doing with the whole Crimson Racing thing is just more racing. A lot of the stuff I've learned and practiced, like driving-wise through drifting, has made it relatively easy to go into racing and have success and be able to at least do club races and have a lot of fun there. So I also want to, just once I have more money to do racing again, because I haven't been able to go in a few months, honestly, I can start recording me doing that, me doing drifting, and just the knowledge that I learned from one and the other that can so well work between the two of them to help inspire and get more crossover between drifters trying racing and racers trying drifting.
And speaking of racers trying drifting, you were talking about Exalt, the brand name, before our
Yeah,
we started the streaming.
I got to meet him in Florida. He's a good racing guy. He knows a lot about it and how to expand and grow and evolve all of that. I met him. He wasn't yet aware of the whole competitive side of drifting just because he hadn't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Most of what he'd saw in Orlando was more, air quotes, normal kind of drifting, where it's just a bunch of guys hanging out and doing things other than drifting. And then there's also a drift spot that they hang out around.
Mm-hmm.
So he hadn't fully seen the full professional side, which when I got flown down to Florida to help run and set up their STC round one, I got to help show and explain that to him. And now I have one moment, please.
So while we're waiting, I think
Pull him out first, but I have a couple parts from him, like this very nice looking motor that I still need to get out and test run, just because I've only gotten out to drive to set zones for the tracks I'm judging or test the chassis I'm building, instead of being able to swap in between my 13.5, the Agile 10.5, and this 10.5 to see how the new Exalt motors feel. I have gotten to test the Exalt battery that he sent me, though, and it has felt fantastic so far, and it looks amazing.
any puffing?
Not in the slightest. It's a low bar to get less puffing than the red lines I got that are known for being rather temporary.
Hey, now.
It is a just also very glorious looking battery, and like I can feel the space between the case and the cells itself still. Like there is no internal pressure. It just looks nice. The terminals are clean, nice 5 mils. And he does know how to make a performance battery. It's got a nice 130 high C rating, so I'm getting no voltage issues on power. When I'm pulling full turbo, I actually feel like this battery is giving me more turbo than the red lines I have, which makes sense that it's a higher MAH. I do just need to test it more though, because I've only ever really been able to get a few laps and kind of just feel that it's also a little bit heavier than the batteries I have.
Yeah, it's a little bit taller too, according to his measurements, 20 millimeters.
Yes, I do need to add a couple more spacers to my battery posts so that the tabs actually go over it, but it's not like my battery's coming out while driving, so
Right.
concerned about it.
Hey Justin, Slide Union JR556 is asking you, what are your thoughts on Agile level 30 rotor versus level 38 and 42?
I have the LV42, or is it 45 rotor for the Agile series, whatever the high torque one is, because I absolutely love it very thoroughly. When I put it in the car, it just makes the motor feel more responsive to my input. It gave me more traction just from the counter torque from the can, because it's more torque, which also includes counter torque. And that counter torque meant that when I put that high torque rotor in, I gained corner entry speed even when I would get off throttle from initiation, where you get off throttle and then a little bit back on throttle, because of the extra torque and control and just generally lower, little bit less over wheel spin. It just, especially on the 10.5, it made a very positive difference. On the 13.5, it's not quite as much of a difference because it's already a high torque motor, but it was still a very good feeling and just made the motor feel more torquey instead of more RPM, which the recent trend has been modulating the throttle around a very narrow range of wheel speed instead of just trying to get a bunch of wheel speed to burn the tires, like on carpet.
So I guess in your aspect there, like, oh, here we go. What about the loss of RPM? Did you miss the high RPM of the level 30?
We're not stock motor. You can just give it more booster turbo. There was no notice in the slightest. If there was a drop of RPM, I did not notice or remember after just giving it 5 degrees more boost or 5 degrees more turbo.
So you
because at a torque, changing the rotor changes the ratio of electrical power and torque or RPM, which you can't change with the timing. But you can change the timing to just give more RPM at full throttle.
Mm-hmm. You had mentioned over spinning. I would imagine that that's related to less torquey motors, higher RPM, and just kind of being like a reverse turbo lag, I guess you could say. Like it takes too long for the wheels to slow down. Is that what you're kind of referring to?
A bit, kind of. The 10.5 is a naturally more high RPM motor than the 13.5. So when you give it power, it tries to pick up RPM a bunch, which means it's a lot easier for that motor to just spin more than you're asking it to do. You get more wheel speed than you want, and then that extra wheel speed breaks the traction, causes slip. And now that your tires are slipping, you have to drop throttle and drop wheel speed again to find that traction again. Mm-hmm. Whereas with a 13.5, instead of rising in wheel speed and breaking that traction, it will increase the torque and the force that it's pushing on that traction instead of trying to spike the wheel speed and causing slip. So you can just get more forward push out of the 13.5 more easily than you can with the 10.5. Even though the 10.5, it was still a very gloriously driving motor. And on that note, the Salt motor has a nice Rado drift, the Orlando track that they do all their drift at, and flew me out to Florida. It's nice on the motor, and the motor is just really nice. It's got the bullets inbuilt to the end. I think that's really cool.
Oh, I just realized that. Okay.
Yeah, there's no actual bullets sticking out. They're just in the end there, then rotate with when you change the timing. I think that's really cool. This is a very gorgeous motor, honestly. I'm excited to try it. And I'm excited to run it, especially he does have new generations coming out. And I have told him how the motors, we are really aiming for throttle response and torque over RPM and power now.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Todd?
And also try more 13.5. I think that's intentional because McLaren is like his main competitor that has also been able to buy out a lot of the, say, his engineers that he wanted to hire.
Just remember, Speed Passion was there way before these guys were.
Yeah, true. My first drift ESC motor was Speed Passion.
Like the actual drift version of it, or just like a 10.5?
I think so, yeah. But it was a 8.5 Speed Passion setup.
So, let's see. How's the Exalt sound with high timing? Can you
I have not gotten to run it yet.
Okay.
I need to. I haven't gotten the chance to sit down and swap motors at all, let alone put on the plugs that I would need to plug in this motor and then swap to the 10.5 Agile to be able to test drive that again and feel 10.5 to 10.5.
Mm-hmm. I will say 115, if they stay this price, is a very, very entertaining price point.
Like yeah, that's a good price. And especially if they feel good, I would be able to happily recommend them, especially for, like, say, second motors, even.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because these things are gorgeous. This is like one of the more better looking motors I've had for sure.
And are we able to talk about other electronics that could potentially be coming out?
I don't know, so I'm gonna at least say
so no.
Yes, yeah.
but sneak peeks, I guess. That could be down the pipeline.
There are more electronics being worked on. There are people trying to come out with some more Brevd competitors and McLaren competitors.
I think if someone figures out like the S-Bus protocol for like the Nobles, and if they can put it on that with a Lua script, then someone's gonna be a very happy open source person.
True. That could be possible.
Oh, I think it's very possible. It's just someone needs to do it, and the instant that someone does it, then I don't know, kind of the whole aspect of like Futaba Akivance that will lose traction.
True.
But then again, I don't know, like Brevd doesn't have any shortage or issues trying to get that ESC sold. It's a great ESC. It's a strong ESC. I just hate the fact that you have to program it Bluetooth.
It's a little annoying, but it is actually a pretty nice Bluetooth, and the menus do work well. They're very legible, at least.
S-Bus on ELRS? That'd be hilarious if drift cars had ELRS, which there's a radio that does do that. The Radio Master, I think it is.
ELRS? What is that again? I don't remember off my head.
It's a long range protocol, usually meant for drones.
Okay.
And they have like
done drones, that's why.
Cool little ceramic antennas on it. It's pretty cool. Not to mention that all the like open source stuff is super cheap. Like receivers are super cheap in the drone world. And I'm
sure there's a lot of people happy about that.
If a drone can run 4 ESCs off of literally one cable, one wire, right? Then it should be pretty easy. Radio Master MT12, my FPV rig has it. Yep, same for planes. It feels like just surface stuff is kind of stuck.
I think it might also just be because ours is not quite as expected to be disposable.
Yes.
And then I'm pretty sure there is a very large difference in load so an airplane, they need more of a, I would guess, RPM compared to how we need to actually push a lot more weight, where they're pushing a lot more of a fluid dynamic load.
Yes. At the same time, though, like Drone World, FPV Drone World, I burnt through so many batteries just because of amp draw.
Oh, no, yeah, I can imagine. They have an extremely high amp draw because of that, how much they're unlimited. They can just run as hard as they want.
Mm-hmm. And then they just burn up.
Yeah, and I think then it would be a higher voltage draw on ground for the higher resistance. I don't remember which.
Well, and that's
There's, like, a
that's why a lot of people switched over to 6S batteries. So like
for the voltage.
Yeah, so higher voltage, less amp draw,
Nice.
less puffing. But then your drone has like this fat stack battery on it. That's still only like 1500 milliamps.
I remember seeing one of the main competitive drift guys from Florida when I started, Manny Nieto. He did the helicopters, the like insane stunt helicopters, the kind that you only use outside and stand a good distance away from because they move like they break the laws of physics. And he had to do custom batteries for those to get, 24 cell LiPo pack, big and powerful enough to run that thing. And they were like as long as your forearm, of like just a bunch of 6 cell batteries resoldered together and vacuum shrinked in a tube to just be a 40-pound line of "do not light on fire."
Do not light on fire. No, like, yeah, batteries are still heavy, even in lithium. Like, it's crazy.
Because it's still lithium. It's still lithium metal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a lot they're doing with the lithium polymer and removing the heavyweight material as much as possible, because it's also the expensive material.
Mm-hmm.
But still.
DJ, you're being asked, what are you working on?
I'm working on an RC body, working on my Addiction GR86 that I won at the Skill Science Potluck.
Nice.
There's so many pieces. It's like one day at a time I'll get a piece done.
I just did the Rev D GR86, and it was kind of the same. And there was just, there's another piece to work on. There's another piece to work on. There's another piece to touch up the paint and get the holes lined up on. And then it just kept being like another day at work and another day at work.
But I think the Rev D bodies are a lot, I guess, easier to work on.
It was not bad to work on, at least, and it was like I could feel it was a very quality plastic.
Mm-hmm.
I have not worked on an Addiction body to compare though, so I can't talk like an Addiction body is worse or anything.
I feel like Addiction bodies still are like the highest grade in terms of like plastics and like final fit.
Nice.
But yeah, the Corolla, I actually didn't have to do it. Lance did it for me, but it didn't have that many pieces. At least it didn't seem like it had that many pieces. I know that the 400 or the Z is just a 3-piece body as well. Like that one went together really well. As in, I didn't do it, and Jake didn't do it. It came from one of Jake's Buyee purchases, and I got it off of him.
Yeah, the solid state batteries, those would also be cool, but I think there's just a lot more technological development to make that cheap as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also like, I think those are supercapacitor batteries, or is those something different? I don't remember off my head.
I mean, supercapacitors, that'd be sick. Like, literally just put it on, like, a connection point, and then, like, you're in and you're out, like, within seconds.
Yeah, they're just giant supercapacitor batteries, because they can just store enough charge on an instant plug-in that they can still run a vehicle for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Long enough to justify it. I don't remember what I last heard about those. I just remember hearing who they were.
I think the last time I read any sort of thing on like batteries was like China and their like nuclear like coin-sized batteries or something like that.
The things the U.S. Navy say they don't have.
Supposedly. Okay. So you're judging, you're coming down here. What's the rest of your year going to be looking like? Like, what are you planning on doing for competition for yourself?
So there is SDC, of course, in California. I have heard that the plan, air quotes, from the international side is to leave the American SDC mostly for the Americans, instead of just filling it with a roster of international drivers who are always winning the international events that they already have.
Mm-hmm.
Because that also, and then leave that so more Americans compete at SDC, grow and learn at SDC, and then become more international. But just grow the American scene to be more on the same level of Europe and Asia. So that's also just a bit far because of just how deep of a culture that places like Japan have around the RC.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, I'm all for just keeping it to us and like that the regional champ, like the actual national regional champ, will be a cool competition to see too. I don't know. Like,
I think they'll still have people coming out, but they're not just going to be like next year there's going to be 8 of them, or next year there's going to be 6 of them.
Mm-hmm. Like, Rice Smitty here. How can people grow with no one to push them? And that goes along with like Logan's typical argument, not argument, but saying of like diamond sharpens
steel, sharpens steel.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, so like I absolutely expect and hope that we'll see a lot of high-level international drivers coming out.
Hi, Kevin.
And yeah, thank you, Kevin. But I remember hearing over there that they're not just going to be flooding SDC, the top of SDC, with a bunch of international drivers and leave the top 8 in America without a single US.
Right. I hope international comes.
It would be disappointing if there was no international coming.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it Worlds, right?
Yeah, like, that's the whole point of it being Worlds.
It'll be interesting to see the evolution of RC Drift in terms of competition and where everyone goes for competition.
Yeah.
Because everyone's traveling now. Like,
yeah, and then thankfully, because of my SDC performance last year, I can still plan to be at RCDC Thailand, WTC, TDC that next weekend. Mm-hmm. And RCDC Japan, and use what I learned from going last year to hopefully actually make it in this year to doing battles, or at least be more confident during qualifying instead of getting caught out by the changing conditions and a lack of time to feel a change between qualifying runs. That ended up making my first run just so much better than the rest.
So TDC and RCDC are basically back to back. Would you just like travel over to Japan after Thailand at that point? Like immediately?
I'm going to have to plan and see. It's also, I can talk to Super G about my flights. Because there is if I remember correct, RCDC round in Thailand, in like the same place as WTDC. It is. So I have those like 2 weeks, and then I probably won't want to spend or be able to afford so much time at a country straight.
Right.
So I might come back and then fly out to Japan. But if it's like so back to back and I'm not uncomfortable, I might, with well plan, to go to Japan from there.
Gotcha.
Biggest problem is Japan last year, all the hotel beds were so hard that I was sore. I had to come back home so I could rest my body.
Oh man. That was a thing. Like the beds in China were very, very firm. Like not uncomfortable, but very firm.
More than I'm used to for many nights in a row.
I am curious though, because like I didn't look for it because that wasn't my purpose of the like China trip, but I'm curious of what the whole Chinese influence of RC drifting is. Because if you look at a map, it's not there. At least I don't think it's there.
There was a few at RCDC. There was Chinese drivers at RCDC I met. I do not recall much because I was just kind of focused on myself and trying to do as good as I can, of course.
Like
it was great.
It was hilarious because like
okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Kevin.
Where my hotel was in China, in Hong Kong, I was literally like 2 miles away from the RC Mart drop station, like where you could pick up your orders and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Like, should I go? No.
Yes.
I don't have space for anything. And checking.
Well, you say that, but then you just buy luggage and have them ship it back home for you.
Dude, my suitcase broke while I was out there. Like two of my wheels broke. I'm like,
Well,
this
these
super sucks.
new suitcases are cheaper over there than they were back home.
That's very
You
true.
could
too.
fly there without luggage and spend less money than if you tried to pre-plan.
Boxes.
Just fly with a luggage suitcase of cardboard boxes. Yeah, sure.
Gonna ship this to myself or check all of it. I mean, like, think about it. $40 a box.
I mean, next year when I go to Japan, my roommates, since they can actually pre-plan this time, they're planning to actually be able to come with me. So they're just flying with 2 empty luggage, the 2 biggest suitcases that they can find to put under the plane, and then the carry-on with their actual luggage. So they just have 2 empty boxes to take as much Gunpla home as they want, as they can possibly buy.
I mean, okay,
There's
but
still a lot I haven't needed in.
like
Exactly.
Gunpla, I think in U.S. market is getting better.
It's
like,
not close though.
It's
not comparable. It is still like a 30 to 50% difference per kit minimum.
Random nerd fact: apparently, Japan is taking down the life-size Gundam Unicorn model in August, I think. So,
yeah, before I get to go back and see it in time. I didn't get to see it last year. I'm a little upset, but it's not like I still can't go to the museum. But damn.
Yeah, like that's bummer.
Yeah, like what Kevin said. That's like what I would do if I have more money for parts for the Z. That's if I have Z money parts. That's what I'd be doing at Japan. Buying parts that I don't want to have to find in US.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, just going to RCDC is probably cool in itself. Being able to like look at all the vendors and just see what they're working on. Like,
yeah, there was
Japan tax-free rules.
Before I get there.
So is that like Dow can't buy a full-on like RDX MC3 for like $800? That's not a thing anymore? Man, financial stress.
And you think not having to pay for it being shipped out of country is still going to be a drop in price for buying things domestically, because that's just how it is for pretty much any country, really. Just regardless, you don't have to pay for shipping.
Yeah. Okay, so just a reminder, go ahead and drop your builds into Roast My Rig. No one's done that, except for Josh. Josh did that.
Oh, I could post the one I built just recently. The one I made as commission for the guy that I was just talking about, that I spent the last month working on and sent to Orlando.
I think I saw a top-down shot of the supercharger. Yeah, that's hilarious. Tax-free used to be done at the counter on checkout. Now it has to be done at the airport. I will say, like, doing this whole travel thing, like, now that that's under my belt, like, I feel a lot more confident in traveling to out of country.
Yeah.
Like, the whole idea.
You have, like, your way to travel, you get a lot more comfortable doing it again.
Because it's like, once I figure out, like, payment, I know that my cell phone is working, everything's easy after that.
The problem I had one year is, as I was leaving work to get ready to drive down to California for SDC, my phone went totally black.
Oh. Like, it broke?
That was a panic. Oh yeah, just totally black screen. Couldn't charge it, couldn't turn it on. Not even the store could recover it.
Oh geez.
I had like 8 to 12 hours to find the new phone.
So this is your contracted build for Dude in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Right on. Tell us.
MC3 Kaiju, full Rev D electronics, OD8 cheese, nothing Kevin wouldn't want shown on camera.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's
Well,
the
it's a
full
customer
tune-up.
build anyway, so that shouldn't be the case here. It's not like a team chassis, right?
Yeah, nothing prototyped on there. But the full, exactly how I would otherwise set it up for myself, fully built, remote included. So all he has to do is open the box when it arrives, reinstall the spoiler on the body, just drop the body on the magnets, and then turn on the remote and drive. It comes with the racing battery in, so they can fit swap the terminals to whatever batteries he has.
I see this paint, and I'm like, this is like such a Jake body.
I see it. I get what you mean. That's because he is on Team Notachi,
Oh,
and that is similar to his the base livery design they use, but colored differently.
yeah, I gotcha.
And he's going to get a different livery to put on it.
And what body? Which body is this one?
That is the Rev D GR86.
That's right.
So that was me getting to mess with that. When it arrived to me, it had some cracks from some poor shipping from Keith GGT. Not because of Keith GGT, of course. The box was just squished, and I ended up having to cut a little more out of the front bumper intercooler area than I wanted. But everything else, including the paint, came out nice, even considering that the liquid mask failed on me.
Does the Rev D body do like the same kind of wide front, narrow rear end type of thing?
Yes,
Okay.
It does come with a over fenders for the rear end you can install.
Mm-hmm.
To widen the rear end, but otherwise it is a wider front, more narrow rear, and that is honestly kind of how I would prefer it as well.
I'm pretty sure that's the majority in terms of that. That way you don't have to do
Absolutely.
the weird fitment back here that's going on.
The tuck doesn't look too noticeable, even though it still is. And then I finally got the video small enough to add the bearings
Yeah.
properly cleaned.
Let me see if I can do that successfully here. I've been having troubles with VLC lately. Like it takes forever for it to start up. It's really weird. Let me see if I can throw it here. Oh, that didn't like me. Oh, kind of did. Okay, so what are we looking at?
The video, that's just the front bearings, because the Rev D ceramic front bearings, when you clean out all the grease from them, they spin just incredibly freely.
How do you feel about tire balancing?
Especially on carpet, back when we spun like as much RPM as we could, holding full throttle, it made a noticeable difference in the rear just because of how much less vibration there would be. Nowadays, I don't really notice any change. I would do it maybe if I had the aluminum tape, but for the front wheels, I definitely never noticed anything. And then the rear wheels, it's a small difference that I would really only care about at like a big international level comp.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to say, because like I know that we've talked about it with Kevin on the stream too, because like there's the idea that like a little bit of out of balance can help because you're constantly driving that like out of balance part into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then the counter argument of that is like if you have more consistent contact, then that more consistent contact can lead to more traction too. So I don't know. There's so many coins of that, or sides of that.
Yeah.
Might as well hop into this right now as far as just what's being posted live. We got this from Blazin. looks like we have a shark front end, and this is on the R design chassis. So
It's a nice looking chassis.
and a ADX rear end, I believe that is. And if you guys are wondering, I'm putting it in the corner here.
The
to,
Team AD RDX, I think.
Yeah. Because
That
the
looks
share window is probably going to look really weird. Actually, let's try it. No, yeah, it looks really weird.
Engine looks really cool.
That's the JSM one.
Burnt titanium look.
RD 2.0 base, Rhino DDSS, front team AD transmission. So yeah,
Nice. Battery tray looks cool too.
that's the R design battery tray, I think. Yeah, the thing that looks overly engineered.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice little lever.
What the nerds? Got them nerds. What are your feelings on the DDSS? Like, do you feel that it's been around too long now, or do you feel like it still has?
It still drives.
Mm-hmm.
It'll drive absolutely great, depending on what style you're trying to do. I still have my front end around for if I want it, because it did drive fantastically. It just doesn't fit the RDX style.
As far as like front end grip goes, for you,
For how the front end moves,
mm.
it doesn't fit how the rear end of the RDX is trying to move for that RDX Yachio style tuning at least. And the RDX front end does actually complement it, so they just worked better together.
I'm still waiting for this Saturday to be able to test the Rhino TCD, so that'll be fun.
I've heard mixed things about it. I have not gotten to try one yet. It sure looks interesting, though. I do want one.
Hikaru signed Kevin chassis. Ooh. This chassis yells so much nostalgia. Like the Rev D anniversary.
Yeah, that older servo.
Mm-hmm. Remember when you had to pay separately for like the cap, the top plate?
Yeah. I remember seeing those for sale.
Wait. So it's like all
It's a nice looking chassis.
It's all completely black, and then it's like he stole this one piece from a full-on purple MC or MC1. That's funny.
I don't know them off my head, probably. I think I do. But I do not recall off my head.
I missed the gyro. Oh, look at that. AFRC. These little micro gyros, like for the 1/24th stuff.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, actually this isn't micro, but I've been seeing a lot of like just no, it is because it has the weird connectors here. I don't know. There's a lot of crossover in between like 1/24th scale electronics. Like I'm seeing a lot of the smaller stuff show up. Like I know Cameron.
1/24th has been getting really good. I want to, especially since Silverdale has a 1/24th track, I need to get a 24th chassis and start racing and growing my knowledge and experience on that.
Right on. Like, I know there's a reason for the cost, but at the same time, if the cost could come down just a little bit to get something interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I get it.
you feel the thing in your hand, right? And it's like, okay, This is a little piece of engineering. There's a reason why it's like $600.
But I don't have $600.
Well, or
Even
it's
if
like
it was bigger.
like I don't want to spend $600 just for like this 1/24th scale thing, like, because plenty of times I've had it like in my cart ready to go, ready to buy. I'm like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
What about you, DJ?
I'll
Where are you on with the 1/24th scale side of things?
Like just anything?
Anything.
1/24 scale?
Well, drift specifically.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'll buy another 110.
Yeah, I have a 1/24th SEX 24 like over there.
Those things are fun.
It just sits.
I do have a little 1/24th buggy, a little micro buggy that I really enjoyed racing.
Mm-hmm.
And will and continue to enjoy racing whenever the opportunity arises. Same with the 110 scale.
It's always a hit or miss with like the mini scale stuff, because it's like for racing specifically, because it's like if you can get a group of people to buy into it, then it's a cool stock class and you can do a lot of things, and the tracks are huge because you're usually doing it on like a normal 1/10 scale track. At the same time, those guys will lose interest super fast when it comes to that.
That's one thing I like about the 24th onward racing is how they've been, especially with recent releases from Associated, the new full just touring car at that scale.
Yeah, I saw that.
And car at that scale. I really want those and to start playing around with those.
I want this. Like the chibi style 1/24th thing.
That's cool. That's cute. I like that.
And like Super G has like a kit on sale, I think. This thing. The price isn't bad, but I don't think it's like the typical kit that you'd think of for like 1/24th stuff. And it doesn't have any other pictures other than this. Oh, wait, is it? Okay, there are other pictures.
Arc Edge BT gyro. Gonna have to remember that. That kit is terrible. From comments.
Okay, so negate that. Watch out. But yeah, seeing these things run around a track, like just in the videos that I've seen, they're always fun because it's always like the comical sort of value there. They just look cool.
There was some in 24 scale chassis I felt in Japan that were just, they felt amazing, of course. Unsurprisingly. They've gotten so much better over the years.
Oh, no joke. Like,
thank you.
Especially with like the electronics, because I think electronics is probably like the biggest part of just RC drifting and the evolution of like just tuning. It just it makes the wheels and the driving so much better. Whereas like as far as evolutionary changes, I don't see that coming from like chassis or like hardware. Not at the same rate, right?
Not quite as much anymore. The amount of development does seem to be slowing down. Similar to how racing chassis, buggy racing chassis don't seem to be changing all too much anymore.
Right. It's like we've found that pinnacle of like the performance chassis, so everyone's just gonna be in that.
Nice, yeah.
This. Oh. Well, it's kind of showing it. There it is. They just look so fun.
Yeah, they do. The wing falling off.
Like,
of course, that's at Todak RC. I want to go back there so bad.
Yeah, those just look like a blast. Just think how well you could fit into clipping zones with those.
That's why they're already illegal.
It's like
too small.
Full car in. I don't know. Where do you want to go with this? Do you have anything else that you want to bring up, Justin?
The only thing it was that, just doing more sim racing as well. I'm starting to get fast in the sim racing in the GT3 cars. Let's put more time into that, do more iRacing, especially since there's a even more sim to real life crossover with that going on and more pathways to that started. I would absolutely be lying if I said I don't still hope to do more actual real driving and real car racing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason I'm doing the RCs is because that's what I want to do, but I just couldn't afford to do full car size, motorsport nearly so competitively. So I did little stuff instead, and just doing more sim, getting faster at that. Podiumed at a race around Donington the other day, finally.
What about so iRacing, right? That's where you're at as far as
I'm on ACC right now.
Okay.
I am going to be getting into iRacing now that I'm having more time and energy to be practicing, and I'm starting to get genuinely quick and a feel for it on ACC.
What do you think about the whole model of iRacing though? Like you have to pay, right? Pay for your series and to be in that.
I get it because, they need to make their money to keep it running. I'm not going to say I'm a fan of how you just got to keep buying the new thing to keep joining the actual series, because that always just feels a bit grubby. I like how ACC, you kind of just have to buy it once and that's it. And then you just have to actually find a league, since there isn't any really run by Aceto themselves that I'm aware of. But it feels, the ACC at least, it feels very good. It's easy. I don't have to do or get a bunch. I have an offer to try iRacing without having to go into the not very deep bank account to get time and practice and try the new leagues and learn new things from different cars and improve and try to potentially work my way into actual seats, or at least meeting and knowing more people.
For you, what was the most difficult part about learning sim?
And just not because of the fact that I can't feel it through my ass.
Yeah.
I did not go-karts, but quarter midgets as a kid. So just a really small over track. They're loose as hell. So I didn't really learn much about circuit racing, but I did learn how to stop something from spinning out, even though it really, really wants to, without being able to lift off throttle. Because if you lift at all, you lose all your power, because then you got to also get back on it.
The joys of stock racing.
Then going into sim racing, I just had to work through the frustration and spend enough time to actually be able to feel the car, air quotes, in the sim in the way that I can't, because I'm not actually sitting in a moving object. I only have the wheel for feedback. And there's a lot more that has to be done in my head intuitively than responding to what's happening around me, because I can't actually feel the grip level. I can just see when I go too far or I'm not using enough.
Did you set up anything else to help feel the differences between for when you lose traction and whatnot?
No, the GT3 cars, they have a traction control built in. They have the ABS. That's very good. They're well rendered in game. So it's just, if the TC's kicking in, you know that you put too much power down. If the ABS is kicking in, you use too much brakes, or use them to your advantage where applicable, and use those to help keep the car in line, and then find your pace from there and refine it from there.
Yeah,
it's part of what makes it so approachable as a series.
My pedals that I have, they rumble when I lose traction, and that's how I know.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I
just kind of have to feel the steering wheel go light.
Yeah. For my experience in it, it's just you have to find your different ways on the feel, and then you can make your judgments off of that. Outside of that, braking is always a weird thing. At least for the Fanatec pedals. It's definitely weird.
I have the Simjack Pros currently.
Mhm.
I got them from someone else in my league. They are very nice. I got a good, really stiff feel out of them. So trail braking has been more of just learning how to do it and just how to move my feet to get it done compared to actually like the Logitechs where it's not a load cell at all and I just have like no fidelity.
Mm-hmm. No fidelity except for the squish of the load cell.
Well, in the Logitech, there isn't even that. Now with the load cell, because with the Logitech, it's just a potentiometer. So it's how far I'm moving my foot. So now with load cell, it's how hard I'm pushing. And I have it set up really stiff.
Mm-hmm.
So I let off gradually, and it's actually a very slow change.
DJ, did you see what Todd said? Shut up, you talk too much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I'll take note for next time.
So here's the funny thing. Like, I bet you I can disappear, Logan can disappear, be totally fine. Even though that DJ doesn't talk very much, if he disappears from a stream, it'd probably seem weird. DJ, do a kickflip. It is kickflip
okay. It is. I'm at a good pausing spot anyway.
From cutting out canards.
Dude, yeah, I'm onto the body now. I'm just like, I gotta get away.
I know that was it, but it wasn't in frame.
Oh shoot! Dang it! I have failed.
Yeah.
I know. I looked up right when I landed it, and I was all like, "Yeah, that's not even close to being in frame."
Yeah, sorry guys. It's a different look on my screen too. There we go.
Yeah, that was bad, but the first one made it. That's for sure.
All right. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I just threw it off the screen.
Well, you guys, I'm at a loss right now because typically Logan's taking charge and
coming up with more to say.
Yeah, like usually he'll be a few beers in, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't have any of those on hand.
We got Slide Factory posting in Roast My Rig. So again, if you want to post in Roast My Rig, that's a great place to post your chassis there. I know we haven't been roasting lately, but honestly, the lack of roasting has been hard. Mainly because I just don't want to. Because, yeah.
No, excuse me.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I mean, that's the whole roast right there.
I see blue big bores. That's a thing. Oh, everyone's posting their pink and bronze SC3s. It's kind of cool.
They are a very gorgeous chassis.
So,
I do have a couple clips of me racing. One from the YouTube stream, because all the races I do, they do get like a nice live commentary stream. And a Facebook link of my POV from a wet Monza race, because that just, especially from the cockpit view, which I actually drive from in the sim, because I'm actually on a wheel and pedals.
You're live streaming that stuff, right?
I was trying to. The first races of the season just did not go well for me. So now that I'm getting back into it and back in a better mood, I'm going to start doing it again because I'm actually starting to perform again. And I was having an issue with connection though while also streaming.
Oh.
So I'm a little less tempted to do it, especially if I'm trying to fight for wins on the championship. Because the exact issue would be that a cars around me would kind of just disappear and then reappear when I gain connection. And then suddenly on the reappearance, there would be an impact or not. Yeah. So like I have a example of a moment, once I can find it, a short clip I had posted from the end of the Suzuka Endurance.
Is this the Teams chassis from Yokomo?
Which I don't. I only see the picture of like Hayato at the moment.
Oh, my bad. My bad. That means I wasn't showing it this entire time.
Yeah, no, you were just showing Hayato this whole time.
Here we go. So it's a DDSS front end, Yokomo R on the rear, and the narrow chassis, I think, is the team's chassis.
Neat.
Kevin, how was my China trip? So, China was cool. You know the scenes where Po the panda in Kung Fu Panda is trying to climb the stairs to the temple? Yeah, that was real. Coming from your typical tech support guy who literally, hey Ray, literally sits on his butt, answers calls for technical support, deals with a lot of people that can't turn on and off their computer for some reason or another.
Yeah, cheers, Ray.
Yeah, the endurance run was not very good for me. But I got some really cool pictures. If you want to see them, just go to my Facebook page. There's quite a few that are posted there. It was cool being able to like go on the bridge that has all like the ribbons and like the Hopes and Dream Bridge, the one that you see like on social media like all the time, all the time. And I got to go on the glass bridges; those were cool too.
Nice.
They're not as nerve-wracking, but I will say, like, and I've said it before, like, I'm not scared of heights in like real life. That I can totally do. But for some reason, when I'm playing like Tomb Raider or like Mirror's Edge and I fall off a building, that actually gets me for some reason.
Well, because then you're actually falling.
But I mean, like falling to your death, like in a video game. But maybe that's why I trust the actual civil engineering of a glass bridge
Compared to rocks that you know are supposed to break, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite eats? Oh my gosh, this is surprising. Like, food for me there was like, it was whatever, just because I like, that's what I always eat. We went to Beijing to have Beijing duck. Like, sure, it was good. It was really, really good. The skin of the duck was super crunchy, nice and fluffy. Meat was good. I didn't find it anything like super special. Eat any bugs? Not that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
I encountered 2 squatty potties, but outside of that, Western toilets were like all over the place.
I miss a lot of that Japanese food, the beef.
Mm-hmm. What I will say is that like before and after we had like coming out of PDX and going back to PDX and then going to China, like on both sides of that, like we had basically a going away dinner and then a coming back dinner, like an excellent cuisine in PDX. Pretty good Chinese place that we always go to. As far as that goes, the biggest difference was the price.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The
you
price.
Feel just you're like you're getting robbed when you come back home to America.
Exactly. It's like the
Just
dinner that we had
robbery.
there is like multiple hundreds of dollars, like just to feed us. And then like our typical dinner over in China was probably like $50-$60 for like 9 people. It was
Like
crazy.
you pay money and it's like the restaurant's actually trying to feed you instead of give you just enough to make you leave without complaining.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the tipping culture, non-existent. Like,
Because people actually just get paid.
yeah, they just do their job. They do it well. And they're happy with what they get. Like tipping culture in the US is so rage baity for me. Like reading it on Facebook and whatnot. It's like it hurts so bad.
Yeah. So
Thoughts?
I sent a short clip of what happened to me when I was trying to stream while doing an online race.
Is it the second one that you sent me?
It is the video.
You
So I sent a YouTube link and a Facebook link. The Facebook link is just the POV of my drive at Monza, and then the video on Discord after that.
And you want the video on Discord, right?
The video, so what happens when what I was trying to stream while racing.
Okay. Let me put that up. The question here that Genki has, thoughts on the wrap up next, new FRD7 coming out, some FR chassis love this year, RXO1, FRD7, MRC TTO2 FR conversion.
I'd have to see it again to recall it off my head.
I honestly don't have an answer for this one. I've only seen the FRD chassis in person. I haven't actually driven one. Not for a really, really long time. Like the first one that I drove was like Tor's I think it was a FRD 2.0, something like that, like from forever ago. But I do think that it'll be a lot better. Also, FRD was like the first place that I saw like dual servos on a chassis.
I think same. My first chassis was an FXX, so front motor. Then updated thoughts on Futaba knuckle servo. Did they get updated? Because I would just still want to actually see or try some in person, which I have not gotten to yet.
No, I think he's asking of our updated thoughts. Like if we have any updated thoughts on Futaba servo knuckles, knuckle servos. I think as far as people posting, Joey's the guy that's been posting about the Futaba knuckles. So he's doing his full on like. I'm curious if he already chat GPT'd like the settings for his Yeah, Joey's been testing them. If you want, his Instagram videos are pretty much where he's going at. I am still interested in it, although I don't want to invest in the. Well, I mean, I guess I'll have to invest sooner or later in a new radio. But it's like, because you have to have a 10 PR or a 10 PX at least, right? And a 560 gyro. I don't have either of those.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
I'm kind of interested in how heavy they are, because that might put a good amount of like weight at that corner for front end grip. From the driving videos, it looks fine. Oh no, that's what happened?
What? So from my perspective, I'm in that black Lamborghini, and then suddenly there's an Aston Martin inside of my front bumper, and then he phase shifts away. And I'm left just parked in the road. So in other words, I do not feel safe trying to stream. Whereas if you looked at the Facebook link and saw it is some very close and tight racing to be risking that happening.
Right.
As hilarious as it was to thankfully happen in just a practice race.
That's good. Oh,
I don't want that affecting my genuine attempts at finally winning a genuine race.
Kevin says come to Thailand. And posts this.
Ooh. I mean, sure, if you insist. I mean, I guess I'll plan my flights and make sure I have extra time, and then somehow find ways to have extra money.
Is that a grasshopper?
I still need income.
Is that a grasshopper or a cicada or something?
I can't tell if it's a bug or a water bug.
It won't let me zoom in.
But it looks like it's next to what looks like mushroom or shrimp, but I kind of want to try it.
It's a cricket.
Oh, okay.
The thing in the middle is a cricket. That's intense. Hi, Momo. What's up? As long as I don't know what I'm eating, I'm okay with it. So the fact that I can tell that that's a bug and I'm eating like I might be hesitant to try it, and peer pressure gets the best of me sometimes.
It's different if I'm told and know it's a bug than if I just find it among the broccoli.
Yeah, there's that too.
There's a difference if I know it's intentionally cooked in the soup than if it just there's a spider amongst the plants that hitched a ride. It's not trying to fight back anymore, you know?
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I gotta try and find money to try and travel to more US comps so I can also just practice more before WTDC and RCDC comes around.
Do you feel
Not
like
getting much time to develop and improve my style more than just kind of maintain where I'm at and really properly start applying the knowledge from Japan instead of still kind of just riding on the knowing what it is and how it looks and hitting it every now and then just having to go back to focusing on setting zones for the comp next weekend or finding a tandem for the car I'm building for another guy. Now that that's done, I can go back to it, but I still need to actually make it out to competitions to practice competition.
Do you feel like now, like going to different tracks, being able to adapt to the track, do you get the same sort of increase? Like, do you get just as much as you did before, or does it kind of like, has it kind of planed out in the idea of, you know what to do to make your car adapt to the changes to the track?
Going to other tracks, it's mostly just for the experiencing of competing against other drivers and just the tandem experience, the driving experience. The actual tuning, thankfully, it has been able to be confident about that still. Even with the updated tuning styles, there's still more I can do. It is still kind of the same process of rebalancing the car for what I want it to do or changing my drive or the FDR if necessary.
For sure.
Hopefully I can meet the Canada Elite RCO US meetup in August. Very hopefully. I just need to be able to make it out there.
That's a far away. So that's in SDS territory. So that's like East Coast.
So it is. It is far and quite a flight.
That'd be cool though. Get up there, see those guys.
It has long been a hope and plan.
Like Sebastian and Willie. Well, yeah, Sebastian, William, those guys. They came down for STC like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember one of them with the MD2 was driving fantastically.
Yeah, that was William. He like literally put that car together like just before that.
It was a really nice driving car too.
Momo, if you have to fight the food, is it worth it? I do not like crab specifically for that reason. It's not that I don't like crab. Like I'm fine with the taste. Having to put that much work into eating your food is not worth it to me.
Crab is worth it. I love crab. It's one of my favorites.
Like lobster, I'm still on the I have yet to have like an absolutely groundbreaking lobster for me.
Lobster's good too. I just haven't eaten it often.
Have you noticed on other streamed comps how long zones are, and is there a min or max when it comes how long a zone is?
Nope. Not at all. Super G used to have long zones. Now they do short zones because it's just a different judging style. You can have a short zone that's really hard to hit right at the beginning and tell drivers they have to maintain their line or face deductions. Or you can just have a long zone around the whole corner and it's still kind of the same result and still filtering of drivers of who can and can't hold their line for the whole corner.
Or it's just how annoying the judges want to be when they're making the track.
That too.
Oh, random plug. Have you seen so Hong Kong and mainland China are two different places, right? Like Hong Kong money is like, it looks high tech and it looks a lot more fancier than like Chinese RMB. That's hilarious.
I would not know the difference. I have not seen.
Kevin just sent me that. Need a bigger crab. I mean, I've had king crab legs, but still.
I accept the challenge. Bring me the biggest crab.
So
I'll kill that fucker myself. I'm from Florida.
I think
I just can't handle the crocodile. Don't let me test. I won't be testing that. I already know how to stay safe.
I mean, I've always wanted to try alligator. Alligator or crocodile? I think it's alligator.
It is alligator that's in Florida. That is on limited hunting and cooking. So that's more of, I think, a Cajun, Louisiana thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I have not tried it. I'm not fucking with the big reptiles. The crocodiles are even meaner than the alligators.
I want to try alligator. I want to try rattlesnake. Like, I do want to like just go and try the Cajun stuff, like in its full.
I need to try more of the shellfish, especially. It's so good.
Okay, that's weird, because like, or I guess it's weird. I'm weird, because like crawfish, that's like a big no for me. So okay, nerd thing. While I'm here, like, the hilarious thing is, if any of you have watched the anime Apothecary Diaries,
not yet.
Like, like I see the buildings there, and I see the palace, I see the Temple of Prayers and stuff like that, and it's like I was there, and I see like it was a cool feeling.
I get it.
It's hilarious, and it's like all depicted in the anime. So this was a cool place, the Ryui Peak. Like, that's just on top of the mountain. And then, like, this whole bridge here thing. That was cool. Anyway. Jambalaya. I love jambalaya. Jambalaya is fantastic. That is high on my radar. I've tried making it once. It was a long process for me.
Yeah, I'll bring up the checkered comments. 1-to-1. They're also doing that because now they're using cameras. And the camera can only see so much and only scans so much area. And a shorter zone does not change how accurate the driver has to be. So like with a longer zone, all that is more length of time that the driver has to stay on the line, making the zone shorter and harder, and then just telling them don't make adjustments between zones does the same thing. But now the camera only has to scan a much smaller part of the track, and the human judges can just do deductions for what happens between zones.
Mm-hmm.
So it just changes and simplifies the judging, but it does not actually change how precise or what you have to do as a driver, really. That I've noticed. Like, ultimately, I'm still just setting the same line and same lap. It's just scored differently. The same people end up winning.
Check this clip out. Like, too bad Logan's not here.
Hot dog racing, yeah.
Should we do that? We should prep a PDX competition where the clipping zones are hot dogs.
Whoever takes the most hot dog wins.
What do you think, DJ? Hot dog clipping zones.
Ooh, yeah, I feel like Logan would be on board for that one.
Oh, Mitch sent that to him and got no response, but I know why. Yeah. It was just an interesting observation and wondered if people can mask talent if the zone is short. That, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong if all the point is to be in the zone at angle. But you still need the lead car. Like,
it's still a tandem battle. That doesn't change. And it still doesn't change that a human judge is going to be looking at you and docking your score for every time you make an adjustment, even if it's between the zones.
Someone
so even if it's outside of the zone, you still have to hold a good proper drift or you're not getting scored. That's funny.
Someone ate that hot dog. Okay. Loser has to eat the chopped hot dog.
Yeah, like short zones at RCDC, the short ones, it was not a problem because 90% of your score wasn't how you set up going through that zone between the zones. Like most of the difference in who made the top 32 and who didn't was how well they drove between the zones to then set how hard they drove the zone itself without having to make any adjustments. Because any adjustment you do is deductions, regardless of where it is.
I feel like Japan style judging feels like it's, well, I guess anywhere across the sea for the most part. It's more about the overall run instead of just being in the zone. Like it
really felt like that because if you were not fast enough coming out of zone 1, then you could not recover your run until maybe between zone 4 and 5. If you were slow out of zone 1, regardless of how well you filled zone 1, you would not have the momentum to fill zone 2 properly, which means you would not have the momentum to fill zone 3. So you would not have the momentum to hit the correct line between 3 and 4, and then also be too slow to hit 4 correctly. And then you finally have a chance to maybe pick up enough speed to still hit 5 correctly. But it's still not going to look as good as if you actually just had proper momentum the whole time. Whereas America, you can kind of just do a 360 in one corner, still fill the next zone, do another 360, still fill the next zone, and theoretically it'd be an 80. If it were between zone deductions, because zones themselves are scored very individually.
What do you think about that though? Because like a lot of times when we're talking about US drifting, RC drifting, it's like we talk about speed over or style over speed, angle, like more angle always. But at the same time, it's like we have this ability to become faster while we're doing it. Do you think that when are we just racing and when is it more about style? Because they complement each other, but it's like we have that two groups of people that try to keep them as far away as they can be. Any thoughts?
It becomes racing when you can no longer style over your opponent. Because then you have to drive faster and drive harder. You have to pull more performance out of your car to drive it better and make it look better than the other guy. And then that's just motorsports. That's just competition.
Right.
If you complain it's getting too close to racing, then that's kind of just, you're in a car. At some point, if you get to the height of competition, someone's going to beat you because they're pulling more out of their car than you are.
Right.
And yeah, that might seem like you're chasing speed or chasing something else, but then if you give all that up, all your style up to go fast and racy, you're just going to get beat by the guy who can go fast and still have style. Because like what Kevin said, you can't sacrifice the zone to go faster. You're just going to lose even more points because now everything you did to go fast, instead of being a correct setup, it's all wrong. So like you still, at it as a base requirement, you still have to fill the zones and do everything the judges ask of you. Then you can start driving harder and faster on top of that to pull more performance out of your car and the chassis and the tires and yourself as a driver, because that's just motorsport. That's what competition is who can do this at a higher level, and a higher level is managing the car better, same as racing.
Do you believe in like mind games going into tandem battles?
If you don't, then I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
As a very low mind game driver, I just focus on my drive and what I'm doing. They absolutely exist. You cannot deny the fact that at some point during your runs, you will have to make a snap split-second decision, and that decision can be the reason you win or lose. And mind gaming your opponent to affect the decision they make is always going to be a factor, Drifting is just different because you're theoretically only driving against that guy for one lap.
Mhm.
So you don't have like 3 laps of setup to mind game the guy. In like a 60-minute, 8-hour race, I can do a fake dive on a guy for 5 laps in a row until he gets complacent and thinks he can just ignore his mirrors. And then suddenly I go for a real dive
Mhm.
because I've had 15 minutes to drive behind this guy's bumper and very finely suss out the exact point on the track that I'm fast enough to get an overlap in a position that would lead me to being in front of him. With drifting, all your mind games are basically just in the starting line in the start gate. You have that one point to try and make that guy think, oh, he's driving fast or oh, he's driving slow. And then that one lap, which is only a few corners, to make it to try and force a decision that is in your favor.
Mhm. What about you, DJ? How mind gamey are you?
I try to take a nap.
No, yeah, it is that's basically most of my strategy in drift is I'm just focusing on my drive as little as possible, but especially at the top level you can't ignore it and it starts immediately. Because if you think about it, like if you go against the guy you know always wins and you've seen him do a better lap than you every single time, every single practice, and there's no chance for you to go out and get an extra 15 minutes of practice to try and close that skill gap. When you go into your battle against him, you're going to think, shit, I need to do like my 100% run. Whereas he's thinking, cool, I know this guy, I can only do my 90%. And then he looks at you, he sees that you're nervous and that you're breathing like you need to put down a really good lap, and he can relax even more because he knows, all right, this guy's stressed. He's probably going to push his car and push himself into making a mistake.
Mhm.
And even at just this past comp weekend, I saw that happen between 2 drivers that had a one more time. DJ might remember this, between Andrew Hogan and Joey Van Winkle. They did their first run. Joey made a mistake. And then I said, drivers ready for the next run? Andrew was like, yup, real confident. And then Joey just said nothing, just real focused breathing in because he was at a major disadvantage. And that affected his run because he just drove so careful. And shit talking in the pits, that does count. That does kind of work, I guess. But every time I hear someone shit talking in the pits, it sounds like someone with a tiny dick trying to sound big, and then they never actually stand up to it.
Luckily, I don't think we really have that problem in RC Drift. Like,
that's not much of a problem. I've only really seen it from down in like kind of the more SoCal, Arizona areas, really, because there's just kind of bad bloods from between areas in there.
Mhm.
But like most of the like genuine people trying to talk down on others I've seen, they have never been able to put up their own performance to match it.
Mhm. I usually psych myself out and then end up hitting a wall. That's when I come.
And yeah, what C-Note said, that works depending on the judges. If you go somewhere where they say flick really hard or you're under driving it and then you under flick it, they will tell you, the lead car, hey, you just underdrove it and forced a mistake out of the chase car.
That one's tough too, though, because like a lot of the times I see more drivers tend to favor underdriving just to be careful, right? That's
how it is. And then that's part of the mind games you get when you get to top level. You get the guys who they're comfortable and they don't have to underdrive it. So now, in order to even match them, you have to not underdrive it. And also, that is fair. There is a lot of very playful shit talking that is absolutely a thing. I just know I have been down to STC and heard some people trying to do some like genuine talking down on people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like didn't make it out of the lower 32 brackets themselves.
Right.
But there is a lot of playful shit talking, and then that I don't really count that as the mind games, because that's just kind of, most of that you're just relaxing and having friends, and because 90% of the time your competitors are just your buddy that you drive with every day and have fun with. And then just now it's the one day you need to do the thing that forces him to make a mistake instead of try to get the perfect lap every time.
Mm-hmm. So that right there, like the good times at SDC, just kind of being there in the moment. Nice. Like it's amazing, and I think that's the vibe that everybody wants, right?
That's
And
the best part, and it's been getting better pretty much every year.
like
It was
hopefully
in the earlier years, people were a lot more stressing and serious about it. Then, especially as the mid levels and all the skill levels rose up, some more people are doing just regular clean practice laps. It just started to become more fun for the entire week.
Yep. Like, even though that I've never competed at STC, like even though that I've never competed at STC, the first year that I went was still like intimidating, just because like you're the new guy there. You don't know anybody besides.
You don't know
the people that are
anyone. You
there.
don't know what's going on. Some people look really unhappy.
And it's just like you don't know who to talk to. You don't know how people are going to react, and like, if you've never been, just go. And it'll be amazing.
Event. It's getting better every time.
And then the second year that you go back,
hi to CJ. Hey CJ.
The second year that you go back, then you know people, and now it's basically coming back to family at that point.
And you're just saying hi to your friends that you haven't seen for the past year, and you just say, "Hey, I can drive better now. Let's do more laps."
It all builds upon itself, and it's an amazing experience.
It has been awesome seeing how much the entire U.S. community grows every year. Every year, the same community, same people come out, and they're driving even better than I saw them did a few other years ago.
For sure. Ken, Seth, I will send you stream invites. So you just need to answer. Because I do want like more Northwest guys to show up on stream too. I know the whole entire point of this stream is literally go everywhere, try to get everybody online, hear stories, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I do want to come back to the Northwest a little bit.
Especially as I do more racing and sim racing, I can like ask some of those guys to come on the podcast.
For sure.
If it wasn't so last minute, I could try asking some of the high sim racing guys who like actually do real events and everything, etc.
Oh, random thing. Who else is on Horizon 6? Anybody else?
My roommate.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, it really is just the same recipe, right? Just in Japan.
It does just feel it is better though.
I feel like it's easier to drift in Horizon now.
It's also because I only have this wheel.
Oh.
Which I say like this is a problem at all. This wheel is absolutely fantastic, but I can't do drift or rally or normal car things nearly as well.
I mean, sure you can.
I can. It just hurts when the wheel slaps the back of my hand at 9 Newton meters.
Just lower your degrees of rotation, right?
But then it doesn't feel real. It's not immersive. Then like, what's the point?
Just make it 540.
Play with controller.
Or make it F1 and just do 360. Only 360.
I mean, right now it's set to 620 because that matches the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2 that I drive. So the steering is 1-to-1, and it does actually feel a lot more direct. So it's a lot easier for me to feel when the front wheels start to slip into understeer, so I can get that front end turn in and braking a lot better. So really cut down on lap time, especially in the wet.
I haven't found a good setup for my wheels, so I've been playing on controller. And for me, Horizon will probably stay controller.
That's fair. Thankfully, through a buddy and a birthday, I do have a QR quick connect spare. So now I just need to source a spare round wheel to bolt to said quick connect, and then I can start doing regular Assetto Corsa drifting again, like joining the drift nights I see in the server every now and then.
Does Moza allow, like, do you have to have the Moza wheel for it to work? Or
not at all.
Okay.
That is just because the Moza wheel is native and they are very good quality for the price. They come with really good buttons, a lot of settings, and it was on sale in the bundle and it works immediately. I have all my buttons right in front of me, so my mental load during a race is vastly decreased because of that wheel. But I don't now have a round wheel for drifting. But when I'm doing drifting in Assetto Corsa or Forza, I can just have the controller on the side for the menu and then round wheel to steer. I don't need the buttons on the wheel.
Yeah, like that's my thing for looking into a next sim base, because like I have a wheel, it's just a Fanatec wheel. I know the bolts line up, but I don't like, as long as I can get the base without like any, like, as long as it doesn't have to be a proprietary wheel, then I think I'll go that route.
Yeah, most wheelbases can let you use any wheel. It's just if the wheelbase can't hook up to that wheel directly, then the wheel just plugs into your computer with like a USB.
Yeah.
Which is how the like secondary wheel manufacturers that do like the extremely expensive fancy wheels can sell a wheel that still hooks up to your Fanatec Hermosa.
Yep.
Like the one Logan uses. It just has a cable, a secondary cable that goes and plugs in instead of going natively through the wheelbase.
That feels so like cheap to me, like these days. Like just have the cable go around, like everything.
I get it, but like you can tuck it down in discreet and it's got a nice coil, and because you're not doing turning right for 5-6 turns in a row continuously, it's not like you're going to wrap it around the wheel.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, sim racing is like, it's fun when I'm doing it, especially with other people. But at the same time, it's like when I'm just doing laps, drift laps, all by myself, it gets boring really fast. So
yeah, that's why I don't really do much drifting. I do the GT3 because I got the sim league, so I got the lap time. I need to refine my lap because I have an hour-long race and only a 10-minute qualifying. So I have to prep my tires. I have to work the tires correctly. I have to prepare for the temperatures. If it's a changing conditions race, I have to get the 6 different setups for how fucking massively the wet tires will vary in PSI based on temperature.
Yeah. Chris, I think you can use the
Yes,
the
you
VRC Pro
absolutely can.
dongle. I think there's an option in the settings that'll allow you to bind.
My friend already did that with the previous Forza game.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Yeah, it is something you can easily do because all that does is turn your RC controller into like a video game controller inputs.
2 axes.
So then you just have to bind those buttons to the game in the game menu.
Yeah, but then you also lose a lot of that because you're either using your like a separate controller or you're using your keyboard to do all your commands and stuff like that.
True.
Jack my cactus, let's finish on this. What game are you racing GT3 on? Let's go back to that.
I raced GT3 in ACC. I'm hoping to start picking up on doing iRacing and maybe getting more into iRacing because that's where the official leagues are. Like, say, Team Verstappen and his Ravenel Racing. That is a whole thing he has started purely to get more sim drivers into real racing spots. And hopefully there's some kind of opportunities in America I could maybe find and take advantage of as I improve my pace. Because I'm starting to get within around a second or within a second of the esports drivers almost.
Right on. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
So, just a small plug here, and kind of a clarification, because we got a little bit confused on this week with Justin. So the way that we schedule, Logan has a calendar, and we send out invitations via a link. So if you see me send a link to you, that's probably the calendar link, and you can go on and you can schedule for a Thursday that's open, or it'll take you to the next available Thursday. It will tell Logan that you have accepted the invitation. It doesn't tell me about the invitation at all until Logan sends me the invite for that. So a little bit of confusion. All in all, it is as simple as a calendar invite. So if you are interested in being on the stream, go ahead and just send me a message, send DJ a message, send Logan a message. We can all provide that link for you. It is easy to be on the stream. You just need to be able to have an open conversation. That's all. Be interested in the hobby.
To shout out the GT3 league I race in, because there's always accepting new drivers pretty much. It would be SRA, Sim Racing Alliance. Mm-hmm. It's a US league. They have dedicated stewards that review the race afterwards. They have online live streams for the race with live commentary that you can go back and review, and a dedicated championship series, 8 weeks long, a week every race against the same guys.
Can you be penalized after a race is finished?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's crazy. They so there's an automatic lap 1 review. So any incidents that happen on lap 1 are always penalized, and they receive double penalty. And then after that, you can always submit incidents to the stewards to be reviewed and then have penalties submitted. And drivers who are problematic do receive bans or are removed from the league. So it is enforced clean and fair racing.
Gotcha. That's cool. Well,
it is delightful.
Let's finish it out here. Do you have any shout outs as far as the RC Drift community?
No, just RCO and Kevin for the continued support and what I'll be doing with him later this year, especially once the more international competitive season picks up again for me and I start getting more comps under my own belt for this year. Then Exalt coming out with more drift products, and they'll be coming out with a new drift line of batteries and motors, and I'm hoping to have some input on them. And yeah, the SRA Sim Racing Alliance, there is a YouTube channel. I race in Division 2 on Wednesdays.
And yeah, if you ever start streaming, just post a link and yeah, that'll be available for everybody to watch.
I will need to fix the issue of teleporting cars before I feel comfortable doing another stream, though.
I feel like that's either going to be like a separate computer thing or potentially like well, I don't know, beyond. It could be an internet thing, but who knows?
Yeah, it might be a bit of a bitch, but it also, that is quite a risk now. It has when streaming because it stopped the moment I wasn't streaming anymore.
Were you streaming via OBS or via something else?
I have Streamlabs.
Okay. It could be a setting then. Could be a setting.
It could be.
Anyways, Justin, thanks for coming and hanging out with you. It's been fun to have you on the stream.
Thanks for having me on. I wish I had more content work to show for already, but just haven't been able to gotten out too much.
DJ, we need to either figure out how to get you talking a little bit more or just that is your stick, and we need the overhead camera of what you're working on. I think that'd be a cool thing.
Here, next time I'll have a gun plug kit so I can also speak here building something, so he has to talk.
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious?
I have them all next to me because I still have all the ones from Japan I haven't started. I only just got a shelf to put them on.
I don't think I have a backlog.
I have such a backlog, and that doesn't include the ones I didn't buy.
Yep.
Because I'm going to be buying a lot more.
All right, you guys. Chris, I will be going on Saturday. If you want to go on Saturday, I think that's the plan for me. So tomorrow, cool. Saturday, cool. Charlie's going to be there, I think. All in all, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. And we will see you next week. Later.
Oh, yeah. And Establishment, Chris, Establishment, his new track. And the team I'm still on, of course. I forgot to say anything so late, but he has his whole new track now. And
he does have it. An entire new track. Yeah, and
fantastic
he's also
facility.
hosting a TDC round there, right? I think so.
Yeah, I remember there being plans to be, and he's definitely talking into be. And I'm really hoping to make it out for that one, of course. Just same reason as me not being able to afford travel as much as I'd like.
Yep. All right, you guys. We will see you next week. Later.